Okay, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to today's class. Today we are going to discuss Queen's Gambit accepted version. Okay, d4, d5, c4, d takes c4. Now, if your opponent is not so booked up in this position, this is the most common move. According to the Leach's database, as you can see, the most played move is a6. Okay, now let's see. Okay, now a6. Now the problem is black is just threatening to play b5 and hold on to this structure. So white stops with the move a4. Okay, now after a4, জুড়ে বল ব্ল্যাকের সাইড থেকে দেখাচ্ছি তো ব্ল্যাকের লাইন যখন আমি হোয়াইটেরটা দেখাবো হোয়াইটেরটা আমি বোর্ড ফ্লিপ করে দেবো আচ্ছা আফটার দ্য মুভ a4 now as you can see b5 is not possible because of takes and we cannot even capture because of the undefended rook. So in this position black has this move e5. Now there are a couple of choices that white has in this position: to push the pawn to d5, to hold on to this structure with the move e3, or to take. We will analyze each by turn. Okay, let's see. Pawn to d5, what happens? White is just pushing his pawn ahead. Now as you can see, these squares have been weakened up. By pushing this pawn early with the move a4, these 4 squares have been weakened up. So black is just going to take advantage with the move bishop to b4, pinning down this knight. And when white plays the move e4, black has this move. We are attacking this pawn since this knight is pinned. As you can see in the Leach's database, there is one game in this position where black managed to win 0-1 in this position. After the move queen to a4, this is a very trappy line. We are attacking the pawn, and white doesn't have that much resources to defend with this pawn. The bishop cannot come because of this pawn. So white has only one response with the move queen to c2, defending this pawn for now. And when white plays the move knight c3, now attacking this pawn twice, and white is just resourceless in this position, cannot even defend this pawn, no more. After this we take, we are up a pawn, and white is winning. White has to trade, black has to trade, and there is no time to capture this pawn since the c3 square is heavily attacked. So the most common, no matter how white plays in this position, we can already take, and everything is winning in this position. Okay, let's go back. Okay, after a4 e5, we saw that d5 is not good. So what happens if white defends with this pawn with the move e3? Well, here we are going to take, and when white recaptures, we will attack this pawn immediately with the move knight c6, and white can push this pawn forward with the move d5, but then our knight jumps to the move a5, and this knight is very solid, eyeing at this weak b3 square and also protecting this pawn, so the bishop doesn't have that much square to develop. Okay, after knight a5, knight f3, we develop with the move bishop to b4. See, the queen and the bishop and the knight, they are defending each other and also keeping everything together in the black's camp. After bishop to b4, let's say bishop to e2, knight f6, white castles, black castles, and we can already, after we could castle, but we can also take and then take. And in this position black is also a pawn up, I think 3-4, yeah, black is clearly pawn up, 2 pawns up, I mean, yeah, 3-5, yeah, 2 pawns up. Not to mention this position is also winning. Okay, so let's go back. So as we saw, d5 is not good, as well as e3. So after the move e5, what happens if d takes e5? Then we take, king takes queen is no good because of white lost the castle, and so knight takes queen. And after this move we could play knight c6, and after knight f3 we play bishop to e6, defending this pawn, and long castle, and black is better in this position. Black is a pawn up, black managed to hold his pawn. Okay, so let's go back. After c4 and d takes c4, there are two responses that white has in this position, just to immediately get the pawn back with the move e3 or the move, let's say, or the move e4, gaining full center control and also trying to recapture the pawn immediately. So let's see e3. e3, okay. Now after e3 or e4, we are going to play the move e5 immediately. And what happens if let's say bishop takes, then we take back, and after this white is left with an isolated pawn. It means white has a weakness. We are going to target this pawn immediately with the move this. We can develop our pieces, castle, bishop e7. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, after, let's say, after knight c6, yeah, knight c6 d5, then knight e5, and queen e2 doesn't because of this, or queen e7. Queen e7, there is also this threat. If queen e2, then queen e7. And now we are threatening to capture the bishop now, and there is also a check on here. Okay. So I'm going to say that d5 is a bit overextended. After, sorry, this pawn is a bit extended, so white can actually target this pawn with the move knight f6, bishop e7, castle, and then rook to d8. This pawn could become a liability in this position. So let's go back. And yeah, in this position, since white has a weakness, we are going to exchange all the minor pieces, follow the isolated pawn rule, and then in the later end game we are going to win this pawn. Okay, now let's go back. So after d4, d5, c4 and d takes c4, knight c3 is not a good move in this position, but it has also been played many times. As you can see, yeah, in this position knight f3 is played, this position, yeah, rather than knight c3. Knight c3 is very bad because of black has a very winning rate in this position. After knight c3, a6 is the main move, or black can try in this position immediately with the move e5. This is also a playable move. We are attacking this pawn immediately, and capturing this pawn is not good because of queen takes queen, and we saw the line previously. Okay, so after the move e5, yeah, and now the move d5, we can target this pawn with the move knight f6, or we can play, let's say, knight f6, e4. Now the main way to play this position after the move e4 is to play b5. Yeah, we are actually saying that you can take this pawn is undefended, but we are going to capture this central pawn. We are going to exchange this center pawn with the flank pawn, let's say, and if white takes, then we take back. There is a small trap in this position. After knight takes e4, white could take this pawn, saying that I have equalized in this game, but there is a small difference because of this check, and we are attacking this square twice, so there is no bishop d2. So in this position, white is forced to play, let's say, king f1 or king e2, it doesn't matter which square. Let's say king f1, so most safe square. Now if you want to really humiliate your opponent in this position, you can play knight takes pawn. If king takes pawn, then queen check, and we are attacking these two pieces twice. I am showing you. If king takes knight, then this check, we are attacking the king as well as the bishop. So this is out of the question. White is not going to capture the knight immediately, but white also has a resource, queen to f3. Now see, this diagonal is weakened. Also there is this queen and bishop battery once the pawn moves to d6. So let's analyze this position. Okay, after the move queen f3, we are going to capture the rook, and after the move d6, we are simply going to castle. Simply we are going to give up the rook. Now let's see why taking this rook is not good. After queen takes rook, now black is winning in this position. After queen to h4, we are threatening mate on this both squares. This both squares mate. Queen to, let's say if the queen defends this, then this is a mate. So there is only one move to defend this, with the move bishop to e3, defending this square as well as this. Now we take queen takes bishop. We are attacking the king as well as the knight, and there is only one move. White cannot move his king, so after knight e2, we take this knight, and we are completely winning in this position. We are two pieces up. Also, this knight is somehow going to come. If white manages to win this knight, then also we are up a piece. There is nothing to worry in this position. Okay, so after trap, after knight takes f2, yeah. Queen f3, okay. Let's see. That now after, let's say yeah, bishop to e3, yeah. Now check, and we take this. Yep. And how is the queen getting trapped in this position? c5. Yeah, but it's it's white to play now. White can move his queen out to, let's say, queen to f3. It's white to play. Yeah, if white manages, if misses this move and plays something like, let's say, this, then we can play c5. But still the queen is not trapped. The queen always has this square, f3 square. The queen is not getting trapped in this position. But black is winning in this position, not to mention. Black has every move advantage in this position. Two pieces up. Okay, let's go back. We could take this pawn and win in this position. We are forking the queen as well as the rook. Okay. But we could also, in this position, if you want to be positional, you can also play, let's say, castle or something like that. You can also play castle. This position is fine. If you really want to win, then knight takes f2. You are winning on the spot. Okay, now let's go back. Let's see from the white side. So how are you going to play? That's the question. Since we saw that there are many traps that black has in this position, so how should we play the queen's gambit line? So after d takes c4, the main move is e4. We are controlling these two squares, center control, and after the move e5, we could play e5. The main move is to play knight f3. This is how we should play. And after this, we take back. And this pawn is ours. No matter, we are going to capture this pawn. So there is no way that black can defend this pawn. And now let's see from the white side. And after d takes c4, we could play, let's say, after e4 or the move e3. If black manages to greedily defend this pawn with the move b5, then there is a4. Defending this pawn is not good with the pawn. And if this, then we take back. We have destroyed the pawn structure, and not to mention this is clearly better for white. So the real question is what happens with the move c6. And after a takes b5, c takes b5, now there is queen f3, and we are attacking the rook. So defending this pawn, and there is no way that black has to give up a piece. This and then this, and we can play this position, and this is fine position. This is white is winning. So defending this pawn is not good. So instead, what if sorry, what if black tries move the a6? The same old story, and black won't be able to recapture with because this is pinned. This file is pinned. So as you can see, e5 is more popular move in this position. And after d takes c4, e4, and then e5. Again, taking this pawn is not good because of this takes and bishop e6. And this is a double pawn. Black will eventually get knight c6, knight f3, castle long, and black will get initiative in this position. Even if you play knight c3, knight c6, put castle, long castle, knight f3, and then long castle. These pawns will fall eventually, and black will win in this position. Okay, let's go back. After d5, c4. Let's say e6. Queen's gambit declined. This is also known as the Queen's gambit decline because black is not immediately capturing the pawn on c4. After knight c3 and the move knight f6. Yeah, after takes, and the move bishop to g5. This is also a very well known variation in the Queen's gambit declined. Since we are putting pressure on the d5 pawn, so black plays a very trappy move, knight d7. It looks like that white has managed to trick black in this position since the d5 pawn is hanging. So here, don't fall for this trap. Don't go for knight takes d5 because black can counter trick white with the move knight takes d5, sacrificing the queen. Yeah, it's a temporary sacrifice. After bishop takes queen, bishop to b4 check, and it turns out that in this position white has to give up his queen. So after queen to d2, black can take, and black emerges with a clear piece up. This knight, two minor pieces, and with a knight extra, and black is winning in this position. So don't go for this line, don't go for this d5 pawn. This is a very well known trap after knight to d7. Looks like black is ignoring this threat, but no, it's a trap. You can continue normally with the move knight f3, and after c6, e3, white has a very favorable game in this position, and so does black. After bishop to d3, both players can castle and the game goes on. Okay, let's go back. After the move e6, knight c3, knight f6, e3. This is also a line. This is known as a Rubinstein variation of Queen's gambit, declined. After the move e3, black plays bishop to e7. Black is very solid in this position. Castle, planning to castle in this position. White plays knight f3. Black castles. Bishop to d3. And even if black takes this pawn, wasting two tempos for white, it doesn't matter. It's completely fine position. The bishop takes. Yeah, this is known as a Tarrasch variation. Yeah. After c5, yeah, but you have to be very careful in this position. After you have to takes, and takes. After bishop takes, you can castle. This square is weak, but black immediately plays the move knight c6, and black will eventually manage to play the move d5 and then get rid of his weak isolated pawn. It doesn't matter, but it only helps black in this position. Tarrasch is also played in very high level, standard masters and grandmasters level. Okay, now, yeah, castle, bishop e3 takes, and let's say c5. c5 is also a good move in this position. We can castle, knight c6. Now we can actually take this pawn, d takes c5, bishop takes, and this is very equal position. The queens can also get traded in this position. This is a very dry position in this position. Okay. Now after the move d4, d5, c4 and d takes c4, rather than d takes c4, black can also try the move c6. Both the move c6 or e6 has a drawback. This e6 move prevents the light square bishop from getting activated, and the c6 move prevents the knight from getting activated to the move c6 square, actively developed. But this both moves are okay. It has been played many times. It's a very popular line. Okay, after the move c6, yeah, this is also known as a slab defense. Knight c3, let's say knight f6, e3, e6. This is also very standard stuff in this position. And knight f3, bishop d6, bishop d3, black castles, white castles, and knight d7. And this is a very fine position. All well known theory in this position. So lastly, there is another trap in this position. After d5, c4, e5. This is also known as a Lasker trap in this position. Immanuel Lasker played this trap a very long time ago. So the idea is black is sacrificing a pawn, d takes e5. This is a free pawn. Black's idea is to play the move d4, taking away the c3 square from the knight, so the knight cannot develop to the move c3. So now Lasker's opponent tried to get rid of this pawn by playing the move e3, but this is not good because of this check, attacking the king. Lasker's opponent tried to block it with the move bishop to d2. And now Lasker totally sacrificed his piece with the move pawn takes e3. Yeah, his opponent took the bishop and pawn takes pawn. As you can see that this pawn cannot be captured because the queen hangs. So the king has to step up. Now see that this bishop can come here with the move bishop to g4 check, attacking the queen. But the problem is the white's knight is jumping. So let's get rid of this knight with the move. Yep, knight, pawn takes knight check. So there is no knight coming to f3 now. And after rook takes knight, now this. And his opponent got destroyed in this move. And yep, this is a very small trap. Even I like to play after the move d5. I like to play with the move a3 in this position, stopping this check. And then we are going to continue with the move e3. Stopping this check is very important rather than playing the move e3. After move a3, now this trap doesn't work. After knight c6, we can play knight f3. Also we can play e3. We will give this pawn. This pawn slows our development. After knight f3, let's say knight e7. Now we play the move e3. After takes, we can trade queens. Let's say knight takes. Now we take this pawn. Knight g6, and the game goes on with the move knight c3. Yeah, knight c6. Yeah, or the knight c3. Black can also play the move after knight c3. Sorry. Yeah, the cc. This pawn, stopping knight b5 or d5. These two squares. So, okay, let's go back. d4, d5, c4. As we saw, d takes c4. Whenever the after d takes c4, knight c3 is an inaccuracy in this position because of the move a6. and let's say if e3, then a6, then b5. Yeah, and we are defending this pawn. Even if this, we could play with the move e5 in this position. We are counter attacking in the center. Yeah, so let's go back in this position. After a6, it's very important to stop this b5, and now black has this move e5. Remember this move e5, this move gains the initiative early in the game for black in this position. Now black has couple of choices: to defend, push, or to take. Believe me, these three options are not good for white, so that's why don't play knight c3 is an inaccuracy in this move. Let's go back. After d5, c4, many of your opponent will play the move knight f6 in this position, hoping to defend this pawn. Hoping to defend this pawn with the knight. But this is an inaccuracy, very large inaccuracy for black because of takes. And after knight takes, we play the move e4. And even if knight f6, we play knight c3. We have got a very strong center. e5. Do not take this pawn. Yeah, because of takes, and white will get a double pawn. After e5, always play the move knight f3. This is good. We are activating a piece. We are also defending the central pawn, and this is good position. After this, we take back. It's true that we have a pawn here. We have a strange center, and black doesn't have a center. Black is lacking a central pawn. This is a very fine position for white. Okay, that's it for today.